Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TRF1. The rest is F1, where we three mates waffle on about Formula One. We are with us Shadek, also known as Shaq, and ABD. So, hey guys, welcome to the podcast. We have finished the Austin Grand Prix just right in the morning, and it was a crazy race. All the predictions are down the road. What do you guys think? I'm depressed. I'm depressed.
The
I'm
predictions
depressed.
are in the bin, yeah.
My predictions are okay. Wait, I can't find a bin right now because it's down underneath somewhere. I, I ruined my sleep for nothing. I was expecting some sort of crash, but then
Yeah, we
I'm
were
so
close. We were
yeah,
close.
very close. Yeah, I should have expected Norris and Verstappen to
Verstappen.
yeah, right about somewhere.
This is not the
Uh,
Austrian Grand Prix. This is the Austin Grand Prix.
It's a good
yeah,
race
the
though,
Austin.
compared to Singapore. Much better than Singapore.
Yeah,
Some
Oh
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. Upgrade
Yeah,
from Singapore. Yeah,
yeah, agreed. It was a good race. It was a good. The teams were actually using their strategies to the maximum. I was
yeah,
expecting a two stop, but then I think seeing what McLaren did during the race, I think people started following that. They had used their mediums for a longer run. I think people opted out the two stop strategy and went for a single stop, especially the top five.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I thought like most of the teams went longer on the medium tire, like almost 25 to 26 laps, which is almost half the race, right? So
yeah, exactly.
it was an easy to one stop because the hard would go, easy 30 laps if the medium went 25 laps. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I thought they would do a two
McLaren's
stop too. Yeah,
yeah,
because
McLaren's
tires
took it
usually
to
burn. Yeah, and on
yeah,
Coda.
because the temperature was, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
they said 40 degrees, 40
it's in
degrees.
Austin, so usually it
Yeah,
would be quite hot there, and it would burn. The tires would just shred really quickly. So.
exactly. And McLaren had used their medium compound for almost 31 laps, 32 laps, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good run. It was a good run by them. Like I least expected it to happen.
yeah, yeah. Me too.
And exactly, and the even more least expected thing to that happened during the race was Ferrari winning that to 1-2.
Yeah, one, two, too good Ferrari.
Who would have thought that?
Uh,
Too
I
good. None of
I
us. We didn't predict it.
Exactly.
I didn't. In
Uh,
fact, one of my friend actually predicted that Leclerc was going to win. He has mentioned in one of the comments. Actually, he predict
yeah. I thought that was
he
for the
take
qualifying.
no, he predicted for the win.
Give me his number.
No, he actually texted me up saying that I predicted
Hey, don't
Leclerc to
forget
win.
too long. I put all my eggs in the basket of Ferrari when we went to Monza, and look who won that race. Don't forget, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it would have been a completely different story if they were consistent throughout the season.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
exactly.
At least,
No, but that
they could have just stayed where they were, like after Monaco, we could have seen like a three team battle, but the ups and
yeah,
downs of
exactly.
Ferrari, they're so unpredictable at the moment.
I know, right? Yeah.
True, but then you've got to give it to them. They are only 8 points below Red Bull now for the second position constructors, and Red McLaren is almost 40 points ahead of Red Bull.
Yep. So
Yeah,
So
McLaren have got this wrapped up now. This
McLaren
is
has got,
all theirs
but
to lose.
but then like ABD said, if the coming races Ferrari proves or did what they have done in Austin, it's going to
Yeah,
be a threat for McLaren. It can be.
yeah, never
yeah,
say never.
definitely.
5 more races to
Yeah,
go. Anything
exactly. You never know.
can happen.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of McLaren's lead, the performance this race, the weekend was Utter bullshit.
Terrible.
If I
Mm.
say bullshit.
We might have to blurb that out.
Like, what did they do? Okay, Piastri didn't do anything.
Mm.
Uh,
PS3 was just he had a lonely race. It was just one of those
he,
ones.
he maintained his position. He didn't let anybody pass. He didn't let anybody
He
go
didn't
behind him
overtake
or anything.
anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was in his he was in his zone. And but like, what did
Mm.
Lando Norris do in the turn?
Mr. Lando Norris lost positions at the race start once again.
Yeah, exactly. The turn one incident by Lando.
The signature move.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
got
I
Daniel
don't know. See,
Ricciardo's
no, no, no.
signature
See, no,
last minute overtaker. Lando's
see,
first
see,
lap
see, see,
lead loser.
normally, he would go from P1 to P2 or P3.
He went down to
This was
P4, right?
he went down to P4, and he was
Yeah.
having a hard time. Forget about Ferraris. He was having a hard time trying to catch up the Red Bull.
Yeah, the
And
qualifying positions was completely gone after the first turn. It was
exactly,
like suddenly Leclerc was on pole or something.
and the lead was actually good. Lead was actually good.
Yeah, I was thinking like I don't
Yeah.
know if not in the last 3 to 4 years, like I've seen where there's a race start and someone who is on the pole after the first corner is in P4. It was really strange. But
Yeah.
I think Max sort of committed to that corner, and Lando is not aggressive at all. Like he just gave too
Oh
much.
yeah, yeah. He gave way too much room.
Yeah, and to be honest, Lando kept it clean. So the
Yeah.
turn, so if you actually look at it, in the turn, Leclerc positioned himself correctly.
Yeah.
So, so basically, when uh,
Yeah, and he swooped in
uh,
and took the lead. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Verstappen was trying to get ahead of Lando in the turn because he's got the inside line and Lando was on the outside.
Yeah.
Both Lando and Verstappen had gone bit wide and left the door open for Leclerc because he had a straight path. He didn't do anything. He had a straight path. He
Yeah.
just swooped in and took it. And
Mm-hmm.
and same thing goes for Sainz. But then
Yeah.
Sainz had the option. He did, but he then undercut Verstappen later on in the race. But that was a beautiful move. That was a beautiful move. I'm just
Yeah.
surprised why Red Bull didn't try to cover it up, even though they knew they had the slowest car. But then still, he is really good with defense. We've seen him towards the end of the race with how he was fighting along with Norris, not
Yeah, I
letting him
think
overtake.
one of the reasons why Red Bull, couple of reasons. So the first one would be there was few close battles going on in the midfield. So maybe they were
Mm-hmm.
hoping for like a safety car.
No,
Um,
yeah.
so they
Which
get a
they
But
only
then
got at the
this
start.
is sad. Yeah,
yeah
unfortunate. Hamilton.
free pit stop. And the second thing is, I think Max's race in any of the upcoming races is going to be against Lando. They're not going to worry about
It
Ferrari.
looks like it,
Yeah,
regardless of where Ferrari is. Ferrari looks like they'll either be well in front or well behind.
yeah, yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
really in between. Yeah.
So I think we can conclude, or we can come to a point in which we are saying that Red Bull does not care about the constructors anymore. They just want Max to
Not.
get his
Yeah. Not
driver
with that.
championship.
Not with the person in that second seat of Red Bull.
I was about to
Not
say.
happening ever.
So
Never
we
happening.
so we can say that Red Bull is going to be P3 for constructors. How I'm gonna give the prediction now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go for
Yeah.
like P3 in constructors.
Yeah, actually, we
'Cause-
put out a post earlier this year, but I think a couple of weeks ago saying Ferrari would still finish behind Red Bull, but I think when Ferrari is winning races like this,
Yeah,
no way that it happens. Yeah,
the least unexpected thing ever happened in the race. You know,
yeah.
the race
Let's give him
overall.
credit, actually. Let's give him
Uh,
credit because both
eg-
Leclerc and Sainz were both really good, like really, really good.
exactly. But to be honest, you've got to give it to Verstappen for dragging that car and
Exactly, yeah.
and doing the brutal and out of nowhere defense with
Yeah.
Lando. towards the end of the
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
I hope
I think he drove better than Lando did
Yeah.
easily.
Martin,
exactly, exactly.
I don't know if you listen to the Sky Sports F1 um, uh,
Martin Brundle.
yeah, the coverage or
Yeah,
not. But Martin Brundle was saying, like, kids, watch this. This is how you defend in
yeah,
like
exactly,
it's like
Exactly,
exactly.
so
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
You
So
like
can't
he's
get it
spot on.
anywhere else.
He's absolutely
defense.
spot on
So
because that's a champion's defense right there. That's how you drive
Uh,
properly.
Guys, when you said, children, learn from this, a scene popped in my head. So last year, I think the year before that, when Mercedes was actually having a tow truck, Perez and Leclerc were fighting for the position. They were going head to head, and the commentary was like Perez and Hamilton. I mean, Perez and Leclerc are going to head, and through goes Hamilton. You know that scene where Hamilton comes from back and gets the overtake. The start of this race, I felt it like that.
yeah, yeah.
Verstappen and Norris are fighting for the 1-2 position. Through goes Leclerc for the right. He's swooping it up and he goes on to the lead. It was a fast
Yeah,
build up as well. It was a fast build up.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes being created after that move. Through goes Leclerc.
Through goes Leclerc.
he said it as well. He said
Yeah,
it too. He
yeah.
said, "Through goes
Yes,
Leclerc."
Leclerc. Oh. That reminded me of the scene where through goes Hamilton. Oh my God, that was good.
You
That
know
was
one
good.
difference between those two?
What?
Leclerc kept that lead. Hamilton lost it in the next corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He lost both the position, not just the
Yeah,
lead. He lost
that's the
both.
underwhelming part of that through goes Hamilton scene, isn't
Ex
So
exactly,
we were talking
it?
exactly.
about
Yeah.
Max's defense. It was
Yeah.
amazing. I just want to ask you guys, like, what do you think about the Norris overtake? So was it fair? Was it over the top? Was the penalty of 5 seconds correct?
I mean,
Uh,
actually,
I,
yeah, I think penalty, harsh, very harsh.
I
Because
agree.
where's Norris supposed to go? Where is he supposed to go? I don't know. I don't see where any other place for him to go except around the outside, where Max
No,
is making the runoff a part of the track. Not just that turn, but also turn one on lap one. He did the same thing, which is the only complaint, or I'll say complaint that I have about Max's driving in Kota was the defense was great, but the pushiness was a bit too much. I think
yeah, he was
if
putting
he
the
was
elbows out.
like, yeah, if it was Sainz or maybe Hamilton or Leclerc or even Russell, I think you would see a much cleaner racing. But obviously, I think
That is
to
Max.
to some extent you can allow it, but I think the penalty was harsh for Norris. Like I don't see anywhere else where he can go.
I agree with them because see, even though he overtook from the outside, he was pushed outside. He didn't
Yeah,
go outside to it. He was pushed outside by Max. His Max's four tires were also outside, so I think that was a clean overtake because he was actually ahead at the apex, if I'm not wrong. And when he turned in, Max has also turned in against him, and Max had pushed him out. So
yeah.
for that, I think you can give it as a racing incident because a couple of years ago there was an incident between Hamilton and Verstappen, similar incident where
Are you
Hamilton was.
talking about Brazil
Br-
2021?
oh yes, yes, yes.
How many
They,
times did Verstappen push Hamilton off just to keep the
exactly,
lead?
exactly,
And
and
they didn't say anything, and
they
now
didn't say
they
anything.
do.
What they said was it was a racing incident. Hamilton was like, yeah, of course, no worries. See,
Hmm.
that's how it's supposed to. It is actually a racing incident.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
also think
either
I think look, like one more way to look at it, Russell got a penalty for his move on Bottas because he kind of pushed him off. But when it was Verstappen, it was the other way. The person getting
hmm,
pushed off got the penalty. I don't understand how that works. There needs to be some
exactly,
consistency, right? You can't just have this incident it's like this, and this incident it's the other way, even though they're two very similar incidents.
Exactly. So the only difference in that is Bottas didn't overtake Russell in this.
Russell was
Norris
going for the overtake, yeah, and
overtake
Norris was
exactly.
going around the outside in his
Ex-
overtake,
ex-
yeah.
Exactly. So I would say it was a clean overtake. It was just a racing incident. So
Because both
I
cars
think
went off track, right? So I think when you
exactly.
look at it like that, if Verstappen was still on the track, I think yes, fair enough.
Mm.
But because they were both completely off the track,
Yeah,
I don't
and
I
I
think
feel like
think McLaren
there
should
should
have just
be
given up the
position and try to overtake him straight
but
away
yeah, he
again.
was
Yeah.
much faster than Max
Yeah, he literally
ex-
the
went
last.
ahead by 4 seconds. So yeah,
exactly.
easily could have done a
No,
lot better than that.
but then I still feel they should actually fight for that position back because considering what Russell did to Bottas,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. But then
Do you mean like
not
appeal the decision?
Like appeal the decision. Yeah.
appeal the decision
So I read about it. They can't appeal it. And they've already
after the
like
race.
yeah, they Andres
They probably already have, right?
they closed the chapter. Like they're not looking at it anymore.
Yeah, because if I remember last year when Alonso had a penalty in Saudi, I think, and Russell got the podium,
Yeah.
and Aston challenged it straight away, like they did an appeal, and pretty much straight after the race, Alonso got his podium back and
Mm.
his penalty removed. So it has to be like straight after. So now it's been what, probably 12 hours or something after the race, so they definitely can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point. There's no
They can't
point in that.
change the decision now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
But then see, I still feel that FIA did it very dirty, very unfair decision given for Lando Norris over there.
Yeah.
He did not deserve a 5 second penalty. It was completely a racing decision over there.
Yeah.
So coming more into the points, we have some new people, new faces in points. Lawson and Colapinto.
The Colapinto is not new. He's back in the
I know
points.
he's back. He's back in the podium. Sorry. But new
Yeah,
faces,
yeah.
to be honest, the rookies,
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
points,
yeah. Lawson
rookies
did a
in
very good
points.
job, and Colapinto as well.
Exactly.
Both of them smashed their teammates
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
race.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Colpinto, I have to say, sorry, I had Colpinto as my good drive, so I got a point for that. Super happy, but
Yeah,
I was just going to say like he got to be an F1 man. Like some team have to sign him.
definitely.
Yeah,
Sauber
I
should
was
exactly.
look
even
at that.
thinking
Look at
if
Colapinto.
Lawson, I'm pretty sure like some of the big teams have already approached him. Like I reckon if Lawson's going to Red Bull for next season, um, I think Colpinto would be in the RBC. That's just
Yeah,
one of my crazy predictions. But yeah, I think he
we
should.
should do we should do we should do a video on that or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was
But
just
then
going to
Yeah,
say, sorry, Hamad. I
Lawson
was just
has,
going to say, like, Alex Albon was one of those drivers who consistently beat his teammates in Williams, and now he's
and
getting
now he's
smashed
getting
by
beat.
rookie, and he's struggling.
yeah,
He's struggling in qualifying. He's struggling in race, which is unheard of
come on.
when it comes to Alex Albon. So
It's uncharacteristic, I think,
yeah,
in the
Yeah, but then
Williams at least.
come on. In Williams, who was his teammate? Sargent.
Sargent,
He was,
Latifi.
yeah. All the underperformance were his teammates.
Hmm.
Once you get a person who knows what he's doing, we know that he is an average driver then.
I wouldn't say he's average, but I think the fact he's had probably consistently the worst teammates on the grid compared to everyone
See,
else.
so even though when he has the worst teammate, still you can see a rookie finishing in points.
But
So,
Albon would, the thing is, Albon, why I wouldn't call him average is because you still get good performances where he'd finish, P6 or down to P10. And he'd
yeah,
get
but
points for Williams in a car that probably shouldn't be there. And that would be, them taking advantage of one of the top teams making a mistake or having a bad race.
then Colapinto wasn't like that. He had to overtake really good drivers. to get in
Hmm.
there.
Oh,
He
I
had to.
feel,
He,
but it also does involve a certain someone who crashed out on lap two or something. Like
Hamilton.
that gives everyone a position. So if
Exactly. Yeah.
Hamilton didn't crash and he continued on with the race, he probably would have been in the points, and Colapinto wouldn't have got
there was this
Yeah.
the
defensive move between Colpindo and Alonso. Like he overtook Alonso first. That was an
yeah
amazing overtake. And there
yeah
was
yeah yeah
Yeah.
one or two laps where he defended Alonso throughout the two laps, and it was just amazing to watch.
yeah that's
He's an
true.
amazing driver. And Lawson, I've got to say, he's also a really good driver. I think RB did have a really good. I mean, they had a reason why they had to change Ricardo, but then now we get it. He is performing better than Yuki, but then we are yet to see in more races, which is five more races that are going to be coming up. So we yet to see him perform even better. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Lawson should definitely be a pretty strong candidate for Red Bull seat. I think Checo's got us.
uh,
We probably said this in the last episode, but Checo, seriously, what the heck?
we'll see Checo in Mexico. We'll see what he does there.
Yeah, I think that's where it
And
gets spicy.
exactly, and
Yeah,
the least unexpected team to perform well was Haas.
yeah, they
They
did very
almost
well.
they almost had both the cars in points.
They almost had. I've got to give it to Hulkenberg. He was P14 or something, and he went to P8.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
and in the sprint as well. Both Haas cars were in the points,
I think
which is
Haas.
probably even more impressive because you have to finish in the top 8, not top 10.
Exactly. So we've got to give it to Haas for the
Yeah,
beautiful drive, the weekend and the drive they had.
yeah,
Like, hats off to Haas for this year. I mean, this race. Really good. Really good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving Haas as my best team as well for this weekend. You know,
Mm-hmm.
best team is
Ferrari
Haas.
and Haas easily the two best teams of this weekend for sure.
Exactly, exactly. I agree. I agree.
Has also went ahead of the RBs after
In the
this.
championship. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
it was a good drive. It was a good drive. And
Were-
but I would say like the worst would be McLaren. I don't know if you guys agree, but then Piastri has just been on a consistent drive, no position gained on as such. And
yeah,
Lando from
I
P1
would
to
agree.
P4, like
I would
I
agree.
would say
Yeah,
P1 of okay for some people it might be P3 because the 5 second wasn't necessary. Still, he lost a lead. That is
in lap one again,
lap one, turn
and he
one.
couldn't fight back for it. I think they
Uh,
were probably 20 seconds off Ferrari.
exactly. Like a really bad performance by McLaren this weekend.
Yeah.
Even they have a driver. I mean, more than the team, Norris should understand that they've got a championship battle ahead of him. So
Yeah,
Mm.
also given the fact
What
that
do you?
the upgrades to the car and sort of
Yeah,
went backwards, that was also a bit strange.
yeah, yeah,
another team that did have upgrades, Mercedes.
Yep.
There was the last
yeah.
one. They had quite a few upgrades, and look what happened.
Uh, but
I mean, I
but then
think
you
Russell did bring it back for them, but Lewis Hamilton, I don't understand what happened. This is one of his best tracks probably, and he just
uh,
was not there.
he,
I would
he,
give him as the worst driver of the weekend easily.
yeah, true, true. And I'm gonna give Alonso as a worst drive of the weekend because he went from P8 to P13.
Yeah,
Come on, uh, he lost points with the rookies. To be honest,
yeah,
Yeah,
he did. He
he
got
didn't have the
overtaken by
car.
Colapinto, like
yeah.
you said. So,
See, even though he's got a bad car, he just easily
mm.
let them off, and he starts abusing them on radio. Like, what is he doing? What is he an idiot? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh, oh well. That's how it is, I guess.
Exactly, exactly. And I think you guys are going to agree with my best drive because you guys got Lawson and Colapinto as your best drivers, and we've talked about them. But then I'm going to give Leclerc for the beautiful drive he's done. So truly a beautiful drive from start till the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Ferrari
I'm
deserve the credit. All of the credit for this weekend for sure.
exactly best team. Overall we can give Ferrari,
Yeah,
and best drive overall would be Leclerc. But then got our own preferences as well. We've got Lawson and Colapinto as a really good drive as well.
yeah,
We've got Ferrari and Haas as the best teams.
yeah,
And we've got multiple other worst options as well. And everybody has their opinions for this time. And overall, I would say the race was a 7 out of 10. And that's it.
Yep.
What
For
do
me,
you guys?
7 out of 10. I thought it was much better than Singapore. There were a lot of overtakes. The first corner was amazing.
Yeah,
It was a safety car as well. So yeah, overall a decent race. Let's hope that's the case for Mexico as well.
yeah.
exactly.
I gave it a 6, but I think I would agree with 7 now, actually. So
It's
yeah, yeah. I think
so
I'd get bump it up one more. Yeah,
so 7 all the way
yeah,
from
all the
everyone.
way, all the way. Yeah,
So I think that wraps up our episode for the United States Grand Prix review. So see you guys in Mexico. Until then, bye bye, guys. See ya.
bye
Bye.
bye.